Ethan Blackwell had it all. Money, power, a penthouse overlooking Manhattan, the epitome of success. Yet, behind the dazzling smile, a profound loneliness gnawed at him. Years of empty romances with gold-digging socialites had left his heart jaded. They saw his wealth, not the man behind the fortune. He yearned for a love untainted by his billions, a love built on sincerity and shared dreams. Despair settled in, a heavy weight on his soul. Was true love merely a fairy tale for the rich and famous? One dreary afternoon, amidst the opulent solitude of his penthouse, an idea sparked. He'd shed his billionaire skin, disappear into the ordinary, and seek a connection based on genuine affection. No private jets, no designer suits, just Ethan, a man searching for love's authenticity. A small coastal town, miles away from the city's clamor, beckoned. It promised a fresh start, a chance to rewrite his destiny. With unwavering determination, Ethan decided to trade his life of extravagance for something far more valuable, the chance to be loved for who he truly was. The salty air, tinged with the tang of the ocean, filled Ethan's lungs as he arrived in Havenwood. Gone were the skyscrapers, replaced by quaint cottages and the soothing rhythm of the waves. He rented a modest apartment above a bakery, its aroma a comforting welcome each morning. Days were spent exploring the charming town, browsing local shops and strolling along the sandy shore. The simplicity was a balm to his weary soul. He traded his luxury car for a second-hand bicycle, its rusty frame a stark contrast to his former life. Work meant a part-time job at the Book Nook, a cozy bookstore nestled on a quiet street. Surrounded by the comforting scent of old paper and ink, Ethan found solace in helping customers discover new literary adventures. He embraced the anonymity, the freedom of being just another face in the crowd. For the first time in his life, Ethan felt a sense of belonging, a feeling money could never buy. The bell above the bookstore door chimed, announcing a new arrival. Ethan looked up and his breath hitched. Standing there, bathed in the warm afternoon sunlight, was Lily Hart. Her fiery red hair framed a face that could launch 1,000 ships, and her emerald eyes sparkled with intelligence and warmth. She was searching for a book, her brow furrowed in concentration. Mustering his courage, Ethan approached her, offering assistance. "Can I help you find something?" he asked, his voice a nervous whisper. Lily smiled, a smile that lit up her entire face. "I'm looking for a specific edition of Pride and Prejudice," she replied, her voice as melodious as a songbird. Ethan, a secret admirer of Jane Austen, knew exactly where to find it. As they chatted about their shared love for classic literature, a spark ignited between them. It was the beginning of a connection built on shared passions, laughter, and a mutual love for worn paperbacks. Their conversations flowed effortlessly, each word weaving a tapestry of shared dreams and whispered secrets. Little did Lily know the man who captivated her with his knowledge and wit harbored a secret that could shatter their newfound bond. As weeks melted into months, Ethan found himself falling deeper into the rhythm of his new life. His days were filled with the simple pleasures of working at the bookstore, exploring hidden coves with Lily, and sharing late-night talks over steaming mugs of hot chocolate. Lily, with her infectious laughter and genuine heart, had chipped away at the walls around Ethan's heart. He'd never felt so seen, so understood. Their connection deepened with each passing day. They shared their dreams, their fears, their hopes for the future. Ethan, for the first time, allowed himself to imagine a future where love, not wealth, was his compass. He pictured a life with Lily, filled with laughter, shared passions, and the comforting rhythm of their love story. Yet, the weight of his secret grew heavier with each passing day. How could he confess his true identity without shattering the trust they had so carefully built? The burden of his deception gnawed at Ethan's conscience. He yearned to tell Lily the truth, to bare his soul and pray for her understanding, but fear, a constant companion, whispered doubts in his ear. Would she see him as a liar, a fraud who had manipulated her affections? The thought of losing her, of seeing the light in her eyes dim with disappointment, was unbearable. The more their love blossomed, the more guilt clawed at him. He saw the genuine affection in Lily's eyes, the trust she placed in him, and he felt like a fraud. Each shared laugh, every stolen kiss, was tainted by the secret that loomed between them. He knew he couldn't live a lie forever, but the fear of losing Lily kept him tethered to his charade. He was trapped in a gilded cage of his own making, the bars forged from fear and the desperate hope that his secret wouldn't shatter their fragile happiness. Fate, it seemed, had other plans. One breezy afternoon while Ethan was at work, a group of tourists entered the bookshop. Among them was a familiar face, a face from his past life, a business associate who recognized him instantly. The man's shocked exclamation of "Mr. Blackwell" shattered the peaceful atmosphere of the bookstore. All eyes turned towards Ethan, a mixture of confusion and curiosity etched on their faces. Lily, her brow furrowed in confusion, turned towards Ethan, her eyes questioning. The truth, like ink on a page, was about to be revealed. He could see the questions swirling in her emerald eyes, the flicker of betrayal that danced in their depths. In that moment, Ethan knew he couldn't escape his past. The charade was over, the mask of anonymity shattered, leaving him exposed and vulnerable. "Ethan, who is this man? Why did he call you Mr. Blackwell?" Lily asked, her voice trembling with a cocktail of emotions: confusion, hurt, betrayal. His heart pounded against his ribs, a frantic drumbeat accompanying the impending storm. He opened his mouth to speak, to explain, but words failed him. How could he possibly explain the web of deceit he had woven, a web that now threatened to ensnare their love? Lily's face crumpled, the realization of his deception hitting her with the force of a rogue wave. "All this time, you lied to me," she whispered, her voice thick with unshed tears. The pain in her eyes, the sense of betrayal that radiated from her was unbearable. It was the price of his deceit, a price he was now forced to pay. She backed away, her eyes filled with a hurt he didn't know how to mend. Lily's departure left a gaping hole in Ethan's life. The vibrancy of Havenwood seemed to dim, its colors fading into a dull monochrome. He quit his job at the bookshop, the constant reminder of their shared passion now a painful memory. Days turned into weeks, filled with regret and the bitter taste of lost love. He knew he had to make things right, to fight for the woman who had shown him the true meaning of happiness. He penned countless letters, pouring out his heart, his remorse, and his unwavering love for Lily. He wrote of his reasons, his fears, his desperate need to experience love without the shadow of his wealth. He knew he had hurt her, betrayed her trust in the most profound way, but he also knew, deep in his heart, that their love story wasn't over. He would spend every waking moment proving his sincerity, earning back her trust, brick by fragile brick. Ethan's letters, filled with heartfelt apologies and promises of a future built on honesty, eventually reached Lily's heart. She saw the genuine remorse in his words, the depth of his love for her. It took time, patience, and countless conversations, but slowly, trust began to blossom again. Lily returned to Havenwood, her heart still carrying the scars of his betrayal, but also a flicker of hope for a future, with the man who had captured her heart. They rebuilt their foundation, this time on a bedrock of honesty and transparency. Ethan proved that his love for Lily transcended his wealth. He sold his penthouse, donated most of his fortune to charities close to Lily's heart, and invested in a small bookshop in Havenwood, which they ran together. Their love story, once threatened by secrets and lies, now stood as a testament to the enduring power of forgiveness and the transformative nature of true love. Ethan finally understood that true happiness wasn't found in his bank account, but in the warmth of Lily's hand in his, in the shared laughter that filled their days, and in the quiet contentment of a love story written in the language of sincerity.